Well, hello. Most of you have not met me. My name is Mert. I started this channel as my adventures in wood turning. I was having a lot of fun with it. I started off with a Craftsman 12-inch lathe. I think it was 36 inches long. I burned the motor up on it in 3 months and decided that I needed a new lathe. I tried to fix it, but it didn't work. So I bought the Central Machinery as an in-between, basically what I could keep turning with and not spending a whole ton of money on. Now I'm seeing everybody's got these Liguanas and Nova DVRs. I'm kind of wanting to get a Liguana now, but all in time. We need to make sure the funds are available first. So again, this video is going to be meeting me in my shop. The secondhand tools, the new tools, the stuff that we use to produce the items that we produce. Well, this is my wood storage. Down there at the bottom is some black locust burl and some catalpa burl. Coming up the shelf, we got some cherry burl, some sassafras, and some bald cypress, spalted maple. Got some honey locust and some cherry and some yew. Going all the way up to the top, we got some black cherry, Kwanzan cherry, some more catalpa in the corner there. And you probably can't see it, but there's 4 pieces of white oak and 3 pieces of walnut on the top. Spin around to this shelf. We've got some ambrosia maple, some yew, and some sassafras, cherry, and some more ambrosia maple. And then all of our pen blanks, bottle stopper blanks. There's some acrylic there on the resin on the left side there, and there's a couple hybrids type things that are in there. And going down to the bottom, we got a whole box of little burl stuff that eventually is going to get dunked in some resin and turned as hybrid blanks. And then down there on the bottom, I've got a bunch of 4x4 tulip poplar, and then my heat source for the shop. Some more wood storage. Got a piece of honey locust on top, and then that is all flowering cherry union. There's a weeping flowering cherry tree, and we cut the not union, graft union. So there's some really cool grain in that. And then did I mention that I run a tree company? There's some more wood back there. Honey locust, some black walnut, a lot of ash, some hickory, and there's a bunch of stuff, some dogwood. More wood there waiting to be cut up. Some lumber with some pretty big tulip poplar beams that I've been cutting and making bowls out of. I have some spalted maple. I saved just about the entire trunk of this stupid thing. It's pretty soft in the middle, but hopefully we can get something out of it. Almost forgot my pile of walnut. That's 5/4 boards. This is my bucket of turning tools. This is the best I could do for a mobile type tool storage because I've got the 2 lathes. But you can see I got a couple of hook tools there, and a bunch of bowl gouges, and a couple spindle gouges for the bigger tools. Most of them are Wood River. For the big ones, the carbides are all easy wood for the most part. There are a couple of homemade tools in there. There's a easy wood carbide right here, little shorty, a CI3. I like it. I actually liked it a lot more before I got the sharpening system, but now that I got the sharpening system, these bowl gouges are really cutting good. There's also another over here on the shelf. It doesn't fit in the bucket. I've got a Rick Turns Special dedicated negative rake shear scraper. When it sets on the tool rest, it sits flat on these, so it puts the cutter at a negative rake or a shear scraping type. It does really good at cleaning up a bowl. I'm going to make another one. I got a bigger cutter. Make another one. It hangs on the shelf over there. There's a little easy wood detailer down in there, and a bunch of little cheaper spindle gouges and stuff. And there's a couple of diamond parting tools. This one's a specialty made type tool, Craftsman. I needed to make a recess in the bottom of a bowl with my tailstock attached because pulled up because I was doing bowls or items starting between centers, and because that was really the only way to do it. So I made that tool kind of special like, and it worked pretty good for a while. This is my sharpening station. It's got a Rikon 8-inch bench grinder, low speed, 1750 is the max RPM, with the one-way Wolverine jigs. I've got the bowl gouge jig, the second one that they came out with. I don't have an opinion quite on it yet. I've sharpened 2 gouges with it, and they both cut pretty good when I'm done, but it's kind of a pain in the neck trying to figure it out. Once I figure it out, it'll be better. And then I've got a Craftsman belt sander in the back there that I've been using until I got the Wolverine set to sharpen the gouges. Over on this side here, I've got my mini lathe. It's just a Central Machinery. It's an older version, tabletop, bolted down to that rolling bench. In all those drawers there are pen kits and bottle stopper kits and bottle opener kits and everything I'd needed to do small projects. I literally only do small projects on that lathe. Bottle stoppers, pens, stuff like that. It works really good for those. I've got a couple of between centers pen mandrel, which I found works really nice. Works a lot better than an actual pen mandrel with the collet chuck on it and everything. I really like that setup. Over in the other corner over here, this is the newest addition to the shop. Rigid 12-inch or 14-inch, I don't even know what it is. I got it used for a really good deal. Compound miter, sliding miter saw, and then a table saw as well. And then my poor little Craftsman bandsaw in the corner there. I don't know. That might not be in the corner for much longer because that rigid does a really nice job at cutting blanks for the for bowls and stuff. Currently, this is the main lathe that I'm using, Central Machinery 12 by 42 or whatever it is. I don't know, 12 by 36. It's got a Nova G3 on it with 50 millimeter jaws. I'm actually pretty happy with it. I haven't done any outboard turning with it, but I don't think the lathe weighs enough for that. It does fairly well. It's a little underpowered, but it'll do. I know it's got a 12-inch swing, but I'm about comfortable with turning an 11-inch piece on it. That's about as big as I would want to turn. There's just not enough clearances for anything, especially with the chuck on it. I forgot to mention when swinging by my dust collection system. It's not overly complicated. It's just a jet portable unit. It's on wheels. It kind of slides around, rolls around the floor. It can be a little bit of a pain, but the last time when we organized the shop, we actually set the wheels, locked them up, and then screwed the arm for the collection end against my shelf so that it lines right up with the lathe. The only problem I have is, like I mentioned before, the lathe is a little light, so when you get something that's a little out of balance, the lathe does walk around a little bit. But normally that's a bowl. Most of my bowl turning I do green, and then go through the drying process of weighing the bowls and getting them till they stop losing weight. So it's something you got to deal with. So I don't have to worry about the dust so much when I'm doing the bowl until I'm sanding. Works great for collecting the sanding dust though. Absolutely fabulous. Well, this is the retail shop, if you want to call it a retail shop. That's where I store all the finished stuff. Waiting for the wife to put it up on Etsy. We got all our bowls over in the corner there, all the finished bowls. Bunch of bottle stoppers and pens and different doodads. We got some ice cream scoops. We kind of like the ice cream scoops. They're kind of fun to do. Couple weird bowls that didn't turn out the way I thought they were going to turn out, but it is what it is. And then our photo booth, and then a couple resin blanks that we made a couple weeks ago. These got to turn into pens. Not sure, maybe this weekend, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I messed up on the paint color. It wasn't supposed to be pink, it was supposed to be red, but somebody grabbed the wrong dye. But 'tis what it is. This is the shipping and receiving department. We got some resin over there in the corner, all of our dyes and powders, and a little bit of resin in the little bottles. We just got a new batch, a whole 8-pound kit or 16-pound kit. Oh, and then we've got some PSI stuff that came the other day, a bunch of pen kits, and breakfast for tomorrow morning. This is my California Tools pressure pot that I bought. It's 5 gallon. I bought it because it's 12-inch diameter, 12.5-inch diameter. I was going to be doing a platter that is just about 11, and my Harbor Freight pressure pot wasn't quite big enough. The Harbor Freight one only goes to like 9 or 9.5 inches. I've been really happy with this. We've only cast 3 or 4 times with it. But it didn't take hardly anything to get it to hold air completely. It took a little bit of plumber's putty on the big paint fill there, and I had to tighten the blow-off valve up just a little bit. It was going off at about 30 psi, And then the new addition to the pressure pot is Doug's sticker he sent me out from Pohl Productions. I'll put a link in the show notes. More than likely you are already subscribed to his channel. But if you're not, I would not hesitate to subscribe to it. He does a lot of really cool stuff. A lot of really cool stuff. A lot of hybrid type projects. Big stuff. Hopefully someday I'll be able to do some of those projects that he's getting into. But right now we're just kind of putzing along and having fun. This is the drying department. So that's all of the bowls that I have in the drying mode. There are 3 up there that I pulled. Oh, I guess it was a week and a half ago. I finished one completely. One had a bad crack, and we're working on filling that crack. And then the other just kind of turned out like poop. It didn't turn out very well. So that's just sitting up on the coffee table, waiting for me to throw it into the fireplace. We've got a bin of rice. This I was using there for a while to dry my bowls. Basically, though, when I boil a bowl now, I can't put it in the rice because it almost immediately molds, and we don't want to do that. So I pulled everything out of the rice that had been boiled, and then and it really only gets the moisture down to a certain point. Once it stops losing weight in the rice, I then have to take it out and let it sit for a little while longer and lose some more weight. There's a couple of bowls over on the side here that are that way. And there's a couple of bowls that are fairly fresh. The one nearest is a U bowl. It's got a big inclusion in the side of it. I was thinking about cutting the side of it out and making a yarn bowl out of it, but I'm not sure yet. I might fill it with resin instead. I haven't figured it out. That one in the back there is my next giveaway on Facebook. Every 3-4 months or so we give away a bowl. We call it the mystery giveaway. Everybody gets a chance to guess at what it is, and if anybody guesses what it is within the allotted amount of time, then we select a random person from that group of people that guessed it properly. And if nobody does, well, we select from everybody. The Weight Watchers scale works pretty good. And then the bowls in production. Silver maple up there. Silver maple, bald cypress, ambrosia maple, black locust burl platter. That should be getting pretty close. We just did this not too long ago. It's a box elder bowl, black walnut, and another black walnut crotch piece. Cut the slab right out of the center of the crotch, and it actually has a really good figure. And then this is just a chunk of wood we found in the woods on a tree job. Customer wanted off the property, so we cut it out. I cut 6 bowl blanks out of it, turned that one, and threw the others away. What a piece of junk it was. But I'm letting it dry and see what we can do with it. I'll probably regret throwing the rest of it away, but it is what it is. The accounting department. Hey, Maple. All right. Yeah. See? Well, I hope you liked the video. Please like, subscribe, and share. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments below. I'd be happy to answer whatever I can. Thanks a lot. Have fun.